afternoon. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Everybody's talking about bees. I'm telling you, we are beekeepers, and we're beginning to meet a lot of interesting folks who are beekeepers as well. And there are so many benefits. We've been beekeepers now for a year, and we're waiting on two more sets of bees coming in, and we're really, really excited about that. So let's go ahead and talk about the benefits of keeping bees. And this is from the website carolinahoneybees.com. carolinahoneybees.com. So let's start digging in. Awesome benefits of keeping bees. So keeping thousands of bees with stingers in a box, does that sound like fun to you? Well, folks like me, it does. And for thousands of beekeepers, it's a wonderful, wonderful pastime. And there's so many things you can learn about beekeeping. While it involves a lot of hard work, you don't just set the box out there and forget about it. There's maintenance, there are things you need to do, but don't be too much of a mother hen with them, okay? It's a wonderful pastime. So when it does involve some hard work, there are many benefits of keeping bees. Indeed, the pleasure of having your own beehive has a lot of advantages for your family and nearby neighbors as well, okay? So let's talk about it. The many advantages. Now, having some hives around is a plus, not only for the people in charge of these winged little darlings, again, but for the community as well. Now, let's talk about primary benefits of beekeeping. Okay, this is pretty cool. Again, it comes from one of my favorite websites, carolinahoneybees.com. carolinahoneybees.com. Now, keeping bees provides economic value, pollination. It also keeps jobs. If you got a garden, it'll be the best garden you have ever had. I'm telling you, hands down, a couple of things happened last year with the garden. First of all, we started using concrete blocks for the garden. It saved me so much time on weed eating. I'm telling you, it just really did. And then having the bees were pollinating everything. I had tomatoes when other people didn't have them. It's a couple of reasons. Again, the bees and the concrete blocks. I really believe that. Local pollination of small gardens. Oh boy, does it, so true. Wildlife benefit from increased food. And it's a really enjoyable hobby. If you own a business, you'll really connect to the bees because bees are just like running a business. And if you can watch them, you got your drones, you got the mama bee. It's called the queen bee, and now she's a little longer than the rest of them, so you can really detect her. She rules the roost there. Okay, so she's I would say probably the CEO of the company, and then you got your workers out there, you got your drones, you got all this kind of really, really fun bees. If you're afraid of them, they're afraid of you, by the way. So as you get into the business and with your honeybees, you'll be less afraid of them. I promise you. We go out there now without even having the whole outfit on. So it's a lot of fun. You may reduce some stress. And I'm going to tell you what's so fun is when I'm working out in the yard, in the garden, they follow me around like a dog. So I've got Buddy, my dog, and I've got the chickens who follow me around, and the bees. You'll feel loved and you'll feel wanted. Okay, produce natural products because we sell the honey and we eat honey every morning. I put it with apple cider vinegar and a little bit of cinnamon and some water, and then I put the honey in there, and we have that every morning for breakfast, with our breakfast, not just that, but with our breakfast. Natural products, again, the wax, I make lip glosses out of those, chapsticks out of those, the candles. I do a lot of skincare with those. I'm one of those, my skin is really finicky, so I have to have natural products whenever possible. It can be profitable too. Now, suggestion is you start small, okay? Don't be over dramatic about everything and have 10 beehives. You need to start with one, which is what we did. Now, did I want to do 10 at a time? Yes, you know how I am. But one, you got to learn, okay? You don't want to lose 10 beehives the first year. So start with one, and then take notes. I have a little diary of when we did this and when we did that, what not to do, what to do, that kind of thing. And so you'll just kind of learn as you go. Be part of an organization too. We're part of the Jackson County Beekeepers Association, and they are awesome folks. I'm going to tell you what, I love going to their meetings. Every second Thursday of the month. Okay. No, I'm sorry. First Thursday of the month. I'm sorry, guys, if you're watching right now. But the first Thursday of the month begins at 6 o'clock, and they're at the Alpha Building in Scottsboro. So make sure you check that out. If you're interested, they'll sit there and groom with you and talk with you the whole way. Okay, profitable beekeeping, great family project. Great, kids love this stuff. Also, you can keep bees in many different locations if you'd like to, making new friends. Sometimes people will let you, like if you have a farm and you want the advantage of the bees out there, but you don't really have time for beekeeping, sometimes people, if you'll let them put their hives out there, they'll let you have some honey. So that's another way to get introduced into beekeeping. And I'm going to tell you, your garden is going to love it. So check around, see if there's some people who may want to put some beehives out on your land. The primary value, there's the economic benefits of beekeeping. So the primary value of beekeeping in the United States is pollination of crops, and they say we're losing bees. So the more beekeepers we have out there, better for the United States, better for pollination, okay? Modern agriculture systems are set up to grow large fields in a single kind of crop, so it's common for the fields to bloom in at the same time, which is good for bees. Crops that require insect pollination yield larger harvest with honeybees in the field. There would not be enough native pollinators to service the large number of flowers. So this is where the beekeeping businesses are able to help out farmers. Yeah, even if you own an acre of land. By the way, if you're living in a part of the United States where you have a monthly homeowners association, make sure you clear it with them, okay, before you go into the business of it. Is it okay to do beekeeping? Because you could have neighbors who freak out at bees. Or maybe you're allergic to them. And if they're freaked out, I'm telling you what, a bee is going to know it, and they are going to think, ooh, they're going to kill me. So they'll come sting you first. So be careful. Now, when a bee stings you, that's the end of its life. I did find that out. That's a sad fact. Okay, let's see. Colonies are brought into the field and left for a few weeks. Now, once the bloom period is over, the hives can be easily removed to another crop in need of pollination. So again, this is just a good pollination thing. Okay, another economic benefit of beekeeping is the jobs it provides. Raising and managing colonies and producing the supplies needed for new beekeepers all provide jobs as well. Okay, let's see. Let me get out of that. I don't want to join that. Okay, I'm not ready for a commercial break yet. I'm trying to get that to go. Okay, there we go. Okay, now you can find all of this information on carolinahoneybees.com. That's carolinahoneybees.com. Now, pollination for your garden. This is the reason we started beekeeping. Okay, plus we love honey and the wax that comes from it. But it's not just about large farms that benefit from beekeeping. Small home gardens and orchards produce more fruits and vegetables with good pollination. I know last year was the first year of beekeeping. Our fruit trees is so abundant. We have apple trees, peach trees, pear trees, and we also have pecan trees, plus just other fruits and vegetables. They're all over them. As a matter of fact, one time I thought we were losing the beehive because they all got together and they were kind of swarming. And it's a beautiful thing to watch, by the way, swarming, when they're swarming around like that. And so they all got on the peach tree. There was something about that peach tree. It smelled really good. Oh, and let me give you another added benefit. When you going ahead and structure your trees and you take off the limbs that are just not good and not producing, if you'll use a wood chipper or some way to chip that wood down, put that around your bees, they love the smell of it. They really, especially peaches. That's what we noticed last year. Oh, and they also like all kinds of like your plants and gardens. Anything that's got a flower on it, they're going to love it. Dandelions, I've begged Phil not to cut the grass yet because we have dandelions all over the place in the yard. And that's their first food for the season, and they love them. Okay, did you know this? Did you know this? Bees can fly several miles to a good food source. Now, what this means is that even if you don't have a colony, one that belongs to your neighbor may still visit your garden and it's going to pollinate. Now, the hives in your backyard can help increase the yield of your vegetable garden and that of your neighbors too, like your apples, almonds, if you have that. anywhere here in Alabama, but you folks out west, almonds, berries, melons, and other plants that benefit from the bees visiting with them. Absolutely. Now, if you feel that harvesting honey is bad for bees, or you just don't want the hassle, you can still enjoy a hive. You most certainly can. Now, keeping bees provides more food for wildlife. We're going to talk about this just for a minute, and then we're going to go into a commercial break. So having a small beehive of bees around can be beneficial for the environment and the wildlife. Now, a honeybee colony has a large number of worker bees. Now, these bees go out and they forage. They go out and they're searching for nectar and pollen. They pollinate blooming native plants. And yes, they do compete with native pollinators for food sources. However, unless the area is overstocked with beehives, the added pollination of wild plants increases the fruits available for birds and for other wildlife. Now, a side effect for caring for bees also helps with wildlife. So if you love nature, this is what you need. Beekeepers learn about how pesticides harm their bees. So this often encourages them to avoid some of those toxic chemicals as well. Okay, we've got to go into a commercial break, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park, and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and my employees and I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. With everything going on right now, your rest is so important. That's why we're having the biggest MyPillow sale ever. Not only are my bed pillows as low as $19.98, but you can get the best body pillows ever. Regular $89.98, now only $29.98. Take your rest on the go with our Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows for only $14.98. And we have our new couch and accent pillows. They aren't just for looks. They have MyPillow's patented adjustable fill that gives you that amazing MyPillow comfort. In this economy, you get the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you get deep discounts on body, couch, bolster pillows, and so much more, including my original bed pillows for as low as $19.98. Please order now while quantities last.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community. Whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need, toys at Christmas, or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers.
Okay, we are back. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. We're talking about beekeeping. The benefits of being a beekeeper are the benefits of having land and letting someone put bees on your land. And sometimes it's a trade-off. Sometimes they'll let you have a few jars of honey just for letting them use your land. And it's very beneficial to your land as well, and for all the wildlife out there. So let's get into it a little bit more. This is about if you want to have beekeeping as a hobby. And again, now, if you live in a subdivision somewhere and you have an association, homeowners association, you better check with them, make sure it's okay before you go into the expense of beekeeping, because some will not allow it. I know some would even let you plant a tomato plant. Ugh. Now, when we were living in Charlotte, we had a homeowners association as well. It wasn't so bad. It was like about $30 a month. But I can see where it can be annoying. I've heard horror stories, but always check with them first. Beekeeping is an engaging hobby. Now, the joy of being a beekeeper must not be overlooked. A beekeeper harvesting their first honey crop. I remember we were so excited when we got the first bee crop. It's filled with a sense of achievement, and I promise that it will be the best tasting honey ever. Oh, it's better than anything you can buy in the grocery store. Learning how to manage a colony and bringing them through the winter is a good shape and a good feeling too. It really is. In fact, the study of beekeeping will provide one with many years of engaging learning opportunities, and even then, you will only scratch that surface of the secret of bees. Again, this is found on CarolinaHoneybees.com. CarolinaHoneybees.com. Okay, let's look and make sure I've had plenty of time. Okay, there's mental health benefits of keeping bees. I can see it. I really can. Okay, for some, the act of tending a beehive has a calming effect. Mental health issues such as depression, PTSD, and even anxiety having shown improvement for those involved in beekeeping. You'll also find many famous people became beekeepers too in order to relax and connect with nature. I don't care how demanding your job is, you got to connect to nature. Okay, it's going to help you. Even as an anxiety sufferer, the writer of Carolina Bees, honeybees.com says, I must say they can cause you some frustration too, but he also feels the benefits of keeping bees has outweighed the hassles. Okay, produce helpful products. This is another thing. So in business, this is a great thing to do. To many, a favorite beekeeping benefit is the many products produced by the hive. These are used in the beekeeper's home or made into items for sale or gifts. So honey, beeswax. Did you know that you can actually sell pollen? Yeah, and that's good for bees. Also propolis and venom. Do you know that, in fact, there was this guy who came to the last beekeeping, or the one before the last beekeeping meeting in Scottsboro, and he's been a beekeeper for just decades. And he said that this actually works. He said people who have arthritis, he actually gets a bee and it stings them wherever the arthritis is, and it helps their arthritis. Yeah. Also, women who are getting these little injection shots, and they want to like not have wrinkles and stuff on their face, they actually allow someone to sting them with a honeybee. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to let somebody put shots in, you might as well let a bee sting you. But anyway, I'm not going to go that far. I'm pretty good with not having that done to me. Okay, now honey is usually the thing that comes to mind, but each individual bee only produces a small amount of honey. But when thousands, and that's what we have, thousands of bees work together, it can add up to a lot. The harvest can be used by the beekeeper's family or sold to locals. I have a waiting list of people waiting on us to harvest the honey from the bees. However, the gifts from the hive are numerous and not limited to honey alone. So bee pollen, propolis, and certain raw wax are valuable products to use or sell. Beeswax candles are highly prized and they make really good gifts too. I'll tell you what I like about I've been selling soy candles for years, and soy candles are really awesome, but the only thing is they're really soft and they have to be made and put in a jar. It has to be in a container. But beeswax is a really hard wax, so you can actually make tapered candles out of those and standalone candles. You don't have to have a container for beeswax. That's pretty cool. And there's ways to harvest that. So I did that last year. So when I harvest again, I'm going to have a video and let you see how I actually harvest that wax that comes from the bees. Okay, let's see. What else have we got here? Okay, bee stings are not usually considered to be desirable. This is what I was talking about just a minute ago. However, some beekeepers sell bee venom to use in sting therapy. It's not uncommon to find an arthritis sufferer that keeps the beehives just for the benefits of the sting therapy. Now, beekeeping can be profitable. Now, not every hobby is profitable, okay? Sometimes we have a hobby on collecting Barbie dolls. It may not be profitable if you don't have the right Barbie doll with complete packaging and that kind of thing. But beekeeping really can. It's the easiest way to make a profit. The United States, the majority of beekeepers are small-scale hobbyists, but that does not mean you cannot make money from bees. Beekeeping can be a very profitable business. Perhaps you want to manage hundreds of colonies for honey production, or a beekeeper can raise and sell bees or equipment to other beekeepers. I know beekeepers are only in it just for queen bees, and they sell them. Even hive products from a bee farm can provide a living with time and hard work. Now, if this is your dream, take the time to develop a plan. It's like any other business, okay? So, develop a plan, and it is important to understand the risk, the start cost, continuing expenses, and challenges of running a bee farm. You need to know what to do and what not to do when you start bees, okay? For most people, backyard beekeeping is a hobby or a small side business. A lot of folks are looking for side businesses. This would be a good one. Make a little extra money. The beekeeper sells excess honey to local farmers markets. Now, the sale of extra swarms or beehive splits can also help recoup some of the cost of owning your own hive. That's what I want to do. This is a great option as it allows the bees to pay for their own upkeep. So that's what I'm going to do. So once I get the niche, once I get it down, because people can call you and say, hey, I've got bees at my house, I have bees in my barn, I have bees on whatever part of their land, and they want to get rid of them if they're afraid of them or if they're allergic to, some people are allergic to being stung by bees. So if that happens, I'm going to be on call. I'll be out there with my outfit, and there I'm going to be getting some bees for my own hives. Okay. Let's see. State-sponsored tax breaks. Now, due to the problems facing honeybees in recent years, some states provide incentive tax breaks for beekeepers. So to learn if these are available in your area, check with your local state Department of Agriculture and just find out if there are. Beekeeping is a family bonding experience. It may surprise you to learn that one benefit of keeping bees is more family time. Yeah, letting the kids become involved in taking care of the hive is a unique educational experience. Beekeeping suits are available in kids' sizes too, so helping mom, dad, grandmother, or grandfather with the bees an experience that will never be forgotten. It most certainly is that my grandmother was a beekeeper. And I remember watching her go out to the beehive. She had the old outfit and everything on. And it was out there close to the front yard where the mailbox is now. So she had, I think, 4 or 5 beehives, and so she would go out there and harvest that honey, and it was good. And she didn't make wax candles or anything, but we loved that wax, and we would just chew on it. So what she would do, she would send some home with us and had honey in it, and it also had part of the wax in there. It was just something good to chew on. Beehives can be kept in many places. Not every location is a good one for a beehive now, yet honeybees are quite portable, and many places are suitable for a hive or two. So urban beekeeping is a thing in some cities. Check with local officials before getting a hive. Of course, keeping bees with neighbors close by has special challenges, but it can be done. Meeting new friends is a good way. Man, some of the nicest people I've ever met are beekeepers, and they're absolutely awesome. Oh, let me go ahead and turn it back. My internet wanted to do something really strange, but I love these folks that we meet within. Again, it's always the first Thursday of the month in Scottsboro. So you're making all kinds of great friends by doing this. And let's see, where did I get to right here? We talked about the benefits, and this is a great thing. Meeting new friends. Beekeepers love nothing more than to talk about their hives. We all get together and we all start sharing stories. That's the way it goes. And yes, we can go on and on about our experiences. Sometimes our families regret. Keeping bees can bring some new friends into your life. Now, local beekeeping associations hold regular meetings like the one right here in Jackson County for members of the community to come together and learn. These can be a lot of fun. Beekeepers are the first line of defense. Let's talk about that. Beekeepers actually help keep the overall health of honeybees at a higher level. Now, some people say that beekeepers use bees for their own benefit, and in fact, that's why most vegans avoid honey. I respect their view, although I feel differently. Most beekeepers strive to take care of their colonies. In fact, they are most often the first to notice major problems in the hives. Now, when colony collapse disorder, that's called CCD, was first observed, it was beekeepers that noticed the problems first. Colony failures on a large scale was a sign that something big and strange was happening, so reducing bee population alerted researchers to begin exploring possible causes. So beekeepers do help bees. So in any colony suffering from parasites, the varroa mite, we have to be careful of that, could die without intervention. So likewise, a colony that loses a queen benefits from having a caring beekeeper to make sure that things are absolutely set right. Thank you so much for watching The Edge on IC Radio. I love beekeeping. It's just so much fun. And again, if you own some land somewhere, find a beekeeper. Again, if you'll let them use your land, they may let you have those are some kind of a trade out. You won't be doing it for nothing. But even if they don't give you the honey, your garden is going to love you. I promise you, the garden is going to be awesome. So again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Donna with IC Radio, The Edge. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, Abundant Television found on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. Make sure you check out the podcast, netnewsnetwork.net. netnewsnetwork.net. Again, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.